Hello people, I am the Omni Blade and I am here to give you yet another reaction to more IGN tomfoolery. Why? Because why not? And like I said before, January is a slow content month, so gotta patch in the gaps somehow, especially since I've made a lot of progress on my other projects, so we're in the clear to do this for a bit. So Conquest, I have some thoughts on this. We will go through them in the video. I really wish I had something else to say, but I really don't. And hopefully, this is the first take, so if this goes through, you'll see hopefully everything raw. And this review, I think, is shorter than the Birthright one, which is a mercy. So let's just get right into it.
One of the most heart-pounding, high-stakes moments in Fire Emblem Fate's Conquest came from a single decision.
Okay, hold on. It's not the girl, the Megan Sullivan, I think her name is, because she did Echoes and she did Birthright, but yeah, I guess that makes sense now that I think about it. Why would you have one person review two games? You can't do that in that time, especially given IGN quality and standards, but no, this makes a lot of sense. Maybe that's why this has less views, because there's not as much to riff on here? Because there's like, I'll scroll down for you guys, yeah, you can see it's significantly, well, nor does with Hoshi don't. Is that on there? Yeah, it's on there. Yeah, significantly less views on this one. 70k less, approximately, but fewer likes, but less dislikes, so, I don't know. Interesting disparity going into this.
I was down to my last move, and if the next attack was ineffective, the legendary hero Marth would immediately wipe out my team. With a 50-50 chance of success, I held my breath, and...
Wait, Marth? This is DLC you're doing then.
Yes!
Okay, well, he's going on about some DLC. Interesting, I guess, but like... Oh no, it's such a big deal. It takes like 5 minutes to redo if you screw up. It's not that hard. I haven't done it because I don't have the amiibos personally is the thing, so... Can't judge.
Fire Emblem Fates is built around tense decision-making moments like this, and it's all part of an intricate and addictive turn-based tactics.
Wait, what the loop? Is she using a feather? Is she using a feather to fight? Wait, what weapon was she using?
This, and it's all part of an intricate and addictive turn-based tactics loop.
Oh no, that's just an accessory. Okay, I'm like, where the fuck is this feather coming from?
Turn-based tactics loop. Each choice on the field plays a critical role in how your army develops in the long term, and those developments fit nicely into a neat trickle-down system. As your individual units carry out orders on the field, they not only level up but form bonds. The affinity between soldiers gives you helpful bonus stats when they're together on the field. That adds incredible depth to Fire Emblem's carefully balanced battle system, because attack percentages and damage is affected by range, enemy class, and what allied characters are nearby. And while each class has a specific role in the fight, you can unlock additional perks as your classes evolve, with some...
Okay, I haven't said anything because I haven't heard anything that makes me want to question anything so far.
Surprising effects. For example, whenever Corrin takes a swing at his opponents, his Draconic Hex adds a bonus effect that can significantly reduce an enemy's stats. Or Silas's high-risk, high-reward Vow of Friendship power.
Oh.
Which adds additional damage dealt and taken if he's near another main character with 50% or less health.
That's actually not how it works, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look this up real quick on my phone. I'm pretty sure Silas's Vow of Friendship thing is directly affected by the main character. I'm gonna look this up. Silas Vow. It's like Felicia, Jacob, and Corrin. I won't really. Oh, that's a Twitter message I get on my phone. I don't think, because I don't really blame them for getting that wrong, because I might be wrong on this too. Because it was very confusing, the wording on his skill specifically, and they didn't really make that clear. I actually want to look this up right now. Maybe I'm wrong is what the thing is, because I remember hearing it has to do with Corrin specifically. Yeah, if the avatar is an ally, yeah, so the avatar is an ally when under half HP, and I think it means when the avatar is under half health, Silas gets +3 attack and +3 defense. Yeah, or +3. There's no real, yeah, you can't say defense because defense and resistance are one thing, but yeah, so I don't blame him for screwing that up because it was very vague and a lot of people were just unclear on what the Vow of Friendship skill does, but it is still risk reward because if Corrin is weak, then your Silas gets buffed, which is a risk, a very big risk, because Silas is not the best unit because Xander exists, but Corrin he can survive under half for a bit.
Complex abilities can really turn a fight in your favor when they're used wisely on the right soldier and situation. Strong relationships foster new, more powerful soldiers to join your ranks, and the loop starts over. But permadeath is what makes Fire Emblem's difficult choices feel significant, because all of that progress and their associated relationships can be lost if you chose poorly.
I mean, I'm shocked that this review is solid so far. I don't see anything too egregious. That makes me want to be like, I don't know, we got 2 minutes left.
You can disable that if you want a low-pressure way to witness the great story between the feuding Hoshido and Nor kingdoms, but you'd...
He said great story! There it is! I knew I had to wait like a few more seconds. Sorry, I just had to sip my water. I slurped it like an idiot there. I normally don't do that. It's fun to do. Right, that's how you're actually supposed to drink water.
Ultimately miss out, since the fear of permanently losing a valuable team member raises the stakes of every choice you make.
That basically captures the essence of permadeath. It's like, why? Because you ask yourself at a certain point, it's like, why would you not play casual, or why would you not play classic? And for some people, just having the extra thrill of knowing you did everything perfectly is very satisfying, and that's why people like me will always play classic, even in a low-pressure run, where I pick a lower difficulty, I'll still do classic. Or even in the older FE games, where if I do like Ellawood mode or something, it'd be just low difficulty, but like, still classic, because you get the satisfaction of knowing you did everything right. In casual, people just don't want to deal with that stuff, and it's usually for story, but Fire Emblem ain't that much about the story, in my eyes, it's more about the gameplay. And in Fate, take another sip there, my boy. Aha!
While the counterpart game Fire Emblem's Fate's Birthright has the same great tactical mechanics,
just gonna leave that one as is.
Conquest's tougher 40-hour campaign uses an impressive amount of variety.
I love the discrepancy in playtimes where this guy said Conquest took 40 hours and the woman said Birthright took 30, so just goes to show you, casual mode will just make your time fly right by. And yeah, I know people that have played casual and their time flies by if you play casual mode.
It really ramps up a third of the way through, as missions throw curveball after curveball to constantly keep you off guard, with unique objectives that turn up the pressure on the battlefield. In one mission, you have to survive 11 turns against a near-endless wave of enemies. In another, you have to uncover the identity of a pirate thief hidden in the middle of a larger skirmish before he steals all of your gold. This is a bona fide master-level quest addition that feels tuned to challenge veteran Fire Emblem players. You're given limited experience opportunities, since you can't grind and play additional side battles at will the way you would in Birthright. While that might sound intimidating, Conquest plays fair. Each map presents clear rules and allows lots of room for strategy.
Unless you're playing Lunatic and you get to Ryoma's map where you see the negative link scale and you're just like, oh, what kind of fuckery is this? I didn't even get that far in my Lunatic run because I just got screwed at the bridge. Or not the bridge, at the wall. So, it doesn't play fair after a certain point. There's a lot of times where Conquest just pulls out the AI exclusive BS, which I was never a fan of. I mean, it's good design, but just... at the same time, you're like, if you have to do BS stuff that you would have to go extremely out of your way to do, normally, I feel like you're doing something wrong. And there's no other justification for it, too, which is why I'm just like, because the enemy has this unfair advantage, but you could do it, but you realistically can't do it for everyone, so it's just, Stupid right-click.
Fire Emblem Fate's beautiful anime graphics and superb audio are on par with 2013's excellent Fire Emblem Awakening.
On par? They exceeded that bitch.
The distinctly European flavor of the glory-seeking Nor Kingdom contrasts with the spiritual, Japanese vibe of the peaceful Hoshido clan.
I love how they always say it's like the glory-seeking Nor, and it's just like, Nor ain't really seeking glory, Nor is seeking to protect its head. It's the only reason that anyone goes through this is because they're all scared shitless of Garen, when realistically, we could have just kicked his ass pretty early on.
For great-looking, visually distinct battles. The two feuding families kick off a tumultuous and gut-wrenching campaign full...
Why do they keep using the same words, the same language? A tumultuous, gut-wrenching campaign.
...full of tough choices. Conquest's only slight fumble comes in its new base-building mode. There are some fun ideas that reward smart investment of resources with buffs, but it suffers from a clunky online interface and limited variety.
That's actually hilarious. This is hilarious because the other review was like, oh yeah, you have all this neat stuff you can do online. This guy's like, this thing is a piece of shit. And he's right. The online for Fates is pretty poorly handled. It's very clunky, not well thought out, just put in as an afterthought to appease people because it's like, oh, 2016, online has got to be in everything somehow, so let's put it in, and it half worked. And I've seen people do cool stuff with bond units, but for the most part, I'm just like, ugh.
You build shops, monuments, and arenas that double as additional defenses if you're invaded by other players in multiplayer, but there's only a handful of themes to pick from, so they all end up looking and feeling the same.
Everyone just picks Nestra, or for defensive, you always pick the one with a giant boulder in the middle. That one, because that also had the bridges too, so you could have choke points set up. Or you went with Nestra because it had the waterways, which are very intricate to deal with, and it just looked pretty.
Fire Emblem Fates Conquest is a rewarding and deep, turn-based tactical game with a grand story, and characters I liked enough that losing them in combat really stings. The intense difficulty is squarely aimed at veteran players with a satisfying campaign that's full of variety and challenge. And even when a win or a loss came down to sheer luck, I walked away satisfied or eager to give it another shot. For more on
Oh, stop doing that.
Fire Emblem, stick with IGN.
Alright, so this is definitely going to be a shorter video just because I have less to break down, because here's the thing, both these reviews are very similar. The reviews are very similar, they use pretty much the same rhetoric, and like everything in these games they do is perfect, which it's not. However, one thing I will say here is that they do not put the story. I actually want to go and look up quickly. Let me see if I can copy this in, and then just go to another tab. We just do bada boom, bada bing, and then we just pull up the Birthright one again. This one is far worse. Okay, fuck you, ads. There we go. I don't care about Squarespace. I like how why is this a 9.5 and this a 9.4 only? And then yeah. So if you just look at the differences, Deep Tactics, Conquest, pretty early on, even I say in the first chapter, some people don't like the first chapter, I say it's just like, alright, this is how you have to do things, and it does not waste its time, like, telling you, you gotta toughen up if you want to get through this. Customization? No. Same thing. He didn't even mention customization that much. It's more limited in Conquest, if anything, because you can't grind to get the skills you want. Mission variety is very good in Conquest because you have all the different objectives, and that's why myself and a lot of people love it. Looks great. No, because it's a 3DS title, so you could, I don't know, like, that's so generically vague. And the cons, I like how it's like repetitive mission objectives, but yet this has clunky multiplayer, yet this one doesn't. So like, these two clearly didn't collaborate in aligning their stuff, and both use gut-wrenching again. Okay, so there's not as much to break down in this video, which I think is why it has the lesser views and probably less dislikes too. About the same, you'd expect. What would I say? I'm about to look at the comments here for a bit. Nor does what Hoshi don't. Jose, the increased difficulty at the challenge and overall makes the experience more enjoyable. Some other guy, wah, too hard. I rename this game to Fire Emblem Fates for saying that's true. You can tell is the positive review if the likes are high and it's not Call of Duty. You can disable, yeah, great story. People are making fun of the story. Yeah. And there's nothing too special here. Yeah, like, this was a more solid review overall. There's not that much to go on to. He didn't really go into the story, which was a very good thing, actually. He doesn't go on saying, yeah, the story is great. He mentioned it, he's just like, oh yeah, gut-wrenching story, which, I don't know, like, there's like some points where you could be like, oh no, where, like when Scarlet dies, for example, you're like, oh, shit just got real. Or when you have to kill Shura, because, like, he mentions a hard decision. I'm like, yeah, deciding whether or not to kill him is a tough decision, because it's like, Boots? Useless unit for completionist's sake. Boots? Completionism. I always kept Shura alive, personally, because the boots are, of course, incredible. I did like the killer bow he gives, and he's very useful on the next map, which is good game design, because if you keep him alive, you can deploy him for free, and he can actually do fairly well, so I like that little touch. That's good game design right there. My thoughts on Conquest, it's probably my favorite Fire Emblem, if you had to, like, put me at gunpoint and say which one it is. The story is awful, but here's what I'll say about the story. I think of it in the same way you would think about when playing a bad Sonic game. Would you rather play Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom? And pretty much 9 out of 10 times, someone will say Sonic 06, and why would you say Sonic 06 over Sonic Boom when it is an objectively worse game? And that is because Sonic 06 is at least fun to look at when you're trying to break everything in it. So, with Sonic 06, like, you enjoy seeing this disgusting mess of a piece of code. It's not even a game, it's just poorly put together stuff. I don't know how to describe it. And you enjoy seeing it fall apart in front of you. With Sonic Boom, since they got rid of the Knuckles jump glitch, there's nothing there. It's boring, it just is vacant, it looks ugly, nothing, the frame rate's just terrible, there's so much load time and slowdown. Sonic 06 doesn't have that much load time issues. Well, the loading screens are terrible, but in terms of, like, graphics, there's not many times where you see it chug, from what I remember from seeing just, like, the Grumps playthrough of Sonic 06. But you always get more fun in seeing something break down miserably in front of you. That's why I say Conquest has the best story, just because it's the most enjoyable to see how stupid it is. Because you're like, oh, yeah, how many units died, Rinka? It's like, none. It's like, huh? Yeah, no, they kept everyone alive. And you're just like, I would have fucking shoved my sword down Izama's throat so quickly in that first map, just so I wouldn't have to deal with him later in Hinoka's chapter. And it's just, you see that type of stuff, and you're just like, this is hilariously stupid, and so I enjoy seeing that more. It's why I enjoy Conquest story, but I think there are little snippets of good moments in Conquest that Birthright and Revelations just don't have. Birthright is just generic, bland, boring all the way through. There's not that much. All the deaths are forced. Lilith's death in this game is hilarious, because it's like, Corrin, watch out! And it's like, and then Lilith just comes out of nowhere. It's like, wait, what? I remember, like, being sad for a second when I thought, I was like, oh no, my fish died! And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, nothing of value was lost, because nothing changed. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. So yeah, there's also, like, all the times where it's like, oh, no one got killed. Oh no, this person died. Scarlet's was kind of sad, because you have that, like, moment. Because, like, they make it clear they did some fuck shit to her. Whether or not Hans went full Garo Dojin on her, I don't know, but, like, it definitely is implied that they did some fuck shit to Scarlet. And so, I'm just gonna close that tab quickly. Yeah, I always felt bad for Scarlet's death, probably because I liked her more in subsequent playthroughs after seeing her in Birthright. And then, what else is there? Camilla has some good moments, actually. Leo's a bro through and through. He has some good bro moments. Xander's just a joke. It's so funny looking at Xander. He's just like, justice is an illusion. And it's just like, Xander, what the fuck are you on about? And you just hear that speech, and everyone playing it is just like, what is this man thinking? And the answer is he's not. He's not thinking at all. He's just on autopilot, trying to get Papa back. So, yeah. I hate the plot orb. I think it's the worst plot device. No, it's not the worst plot device, because I think the plot contract in Radiant Dawn is much worse, but the plot orb is... I don't have as many issues with the plot orb, and here's why. The reason I don't have as many issues with the plot orb is because it's inconsequential at the end of the day. It could, if you have something like that, then yes, you would show it to all the royal siblings and not just Corrin. I don't know why Azura didn't do that, but Corrin would have gone through with this plan with or without the plot orb, whereas the plot contract directly changes people's motivations to go against what they want to, is why I hate it. the orb doesn't change the natural course of the story, which is why I'm okay with it, because with or without the orb, Korn would blindly believe Azura, and then would go through with this stupid war because he's an idiot. So, yeah. Korn sucks the worst in this path, obviously, but I think the little moments you have with just Elise being a pure cinnamon roll, Camilla having a good moment with Hinoka just being like, listen, I am the Dom here, bitch. And just Leo having some dope bro moments. I think I just love those little character moments that just are completely absent in Birthright, because you have a scene with Takumi, and then Ryoma takes the show from when he shows on onwards, and Hinoka and Sakura just don't exist at all. Sakura shows up like right at the end, and that's it. But in this game, in Conquest, you do see more character from the siblings, except Xander, fuck out of here. But it's actually decent and adds a little bit of things. This is why I love the Norian siblings so much more than the Hoshino ones, because the Hoshino ones just don't get anything. Hinoka does not exist in the game's story at all. So, yeah, I will enjoy Conquest plot the most because it has the best character moments, and it's a fun train wreck to see get pulled apart. So yeah, it's more entertaining, because I'd rather play Sonic 06 and Sonic Boom. Unit balance, I think, is also the best in Conquest. The unit balance is absolutely phenomenal, in that every unit, even the ones I shit on a lot, like Nyx and Arthur, can be viable if you do the proper things with them. And so, like, people shit on Odin, and I found uses for him in multiple playthroughs, where he can be just, like, a choke point barrier if you give him a Nosferatu to him, because he's not fast enough to double anyways. So that penalty doesn't matter, and he's kind of tanky if all works out for him, so I like doing that. It's always interesting what you can do in Conquest, given your limited resources, and this review captured that pretty well. Is there anything else I'd mention? The supports, I feel, are better written in Conquest, only because instead of having it in Hoshido, where it's just, oh yeah, I inherited my mother/father's position, in Nor, it's just, yeah, I was on the streets, my life sucks, and it's why I'm doing this. Of course, we ignore the Awakening trio, but with Effie, her deal is that she knew Elise as a kid, and then she was like, I'm gonna protect myself because of what she did for me. Arthur is the same thing. He, like, white knighted himself for Elise one time, then she didn't even know, and he was like, I want to be a hero of justice, that's his gimmick. Niles got abandoned by, like, his little thief group. Beruka, I don't remember what her deal is, but she, I think, was raised by an assassin. Don't remember the details. And then you have Perry's just a psychopath, we don't talk about her. And then you have, no, that's everyone, that is everyone, yeah. Perry's just a psychopath. So, but it's entertaining, it's like, sometimes you just gotta have the crazy, and it fits with Nor. Like, Batshit and Sandy sounds right at home there. So yeah, I'm surprised this review is better put together, which is probably why it has less views. I mean, you don't get rewarded on quality on this platform, that's for damn sure. So yeah, I don't know, I don't think I've missed anything. It goes over the clunky multiplayer. He doesn't say the story's that great, which is hilarious. And just like it contrasts to the other review. If anything, this just makes the Birthright review look so much worse, because he's like, yeah, this game's hard, I like it for that. And the other one's like, ooh, I made this game as baby as possible, but it still gets hard, even though I played on the baby difficulty. It's like, what? So, Jose Ortega? Is that what your name is? Otero. Well, I was 2 letters off. Good job. Solid work, actually. So this gives me, I can't wait to do Revelations now. Guys, give me your thoughts in the comments. No essays again. Some of you just blatantly did not pay attention last time. And you're like, I'm gonna do the essay anyways, and I'm just like, no one wants to read the essay. Least of all me, but no one else wants to read your essay except for like 2 people maybe. And even then, why do people read each other's common essays? You can have a discussion back and forth, and I feel like that'd be better. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I will now get up out of here. Peace!
For more on Fire Emblem, stick with IGN.